So in the middle of December, you tweeted that Bitcoin was at the point where the BTC top cap model starts curving upward. And you said that at that trajectory, the ridiculously low target was $100,000. So why don't you first explain what the BTC top cap model is, but then also, explain how you get to that one.
And you use that metric. You can use that to find all the tops. You can multiply that by 35. It's just a magic number. And it's hit every single historic top in the history of Bitcoin. We're going to go above 100,000 even if it doesn't arc upwards. If we arc upwards, and we're up to 200,000 to 300,000 conservatively. I mean, given the size of this rally, it's gonna push it higher. So
wait, 200 to 300K over what time period?
The floor support, that model was never broken in the history of Bitcoin. So I say that you almost need a black swan to break that model.
Bitcoin price prediction for 2021 and his short-term price target by analyst Willy Woo. In this video, we're going to be analysing two Bitcoin price predictions made by an on-chain analyst, Willy Woo. First, we will be taking a look at his 2021 price prediction, and make sure you stick around to the end of the video where we will analyse his short-term 2-month price target. We will also be looking at some various technical pricing models which can be an indicator of good times to buy or sell Bitcoin. These include the top cap model, the stock to flow model, and the Bitcoin pricing floor. For those of you that do not know Willy Woo, he began investing in Bitcoin in 2013 and has been a full-time researcher and analyst for Bitcoin for over 5 years now. He's written for both Forbes and CoinDesk and made it to a top 5 analyst on the site. For new investors, it's always good to be checking out what the analysts and experts that have been in the scene for many years are saying. It can provide at the very least a good indication of investors' sentiment. For those that are veterans of cryptocurrency, checking out what analysts are predicting is a good way to keep your finger on the pulse of the community's consensus. Also, only a tiny percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. If you enjoy the video, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. Enjoy the video.
Oh yeah, it's constantly changing. So essentially the top cap model is a model that uses the theory of mean reversion. And in simple language, what that means is that it's a theory that a price of an asset always reverts to the long-term average of the entire history of the data set. So essentially, if you're a trader, mean reversion is simple as trading on a moving average. 128 moving average tends to be a support level of Bitcoin. And whenever it hits that, it bounces. 200-day moving average is sort of when we cross that tells us we're in a bull phase. And when it gets too high above the 200-day moving average, people might say it's overheated. And I think Trace Mayer is well known to create the Mayer multiple, which measures how far we're above that 200-day moving average as a sign as overvalued, undervalued. So that's day-to-day mean reversion playing out. And so I built a model a while back which uses the same basics of averaging. And so if you do an average of the price and it's a cumulative average of Bitcoin's entire price history. So it's not like a 200-day moving average, it's a forever moving average from the day Bitcoin floated on the first day of trade to today. And that window of averaging continues to average out. And you use that metric. You can use that to find all the tops. You can multiply that by 35. It's just a magic number. And it's hit every single historic top in the history of Bitcoin. Don't ask me why. I do think maybe it's because Bitcoin is a machine. It's very mechanical. There's set halvening, there's set supply. The demand is relatively constant through the 12 years. And so that creates a top, and the current top price today is $94,000. And when you plot this sort of arc as it starts to curve and wiggle through time, you always see in the bull market starts arcing upwards, and you can take an estimate of the trajectory it's arcing. We don't know how it'll trade through the next 12 months, but you can gauge it from historical sort of movements of Bitcoin price and make a guess of where the arc's going. If we don't arc upwards, and we assume the top of the bull market is around December this year, which, it's a fair estimate because all the bull market tops of the last 2 cycles has been around the December, just before tax season. We're going to go above 100,000 even if it doesn't arc upwards. If we arc upwards, and we're up to 200,000 to 300,000 conservatively, I mean, given the size of this rally, it's gonna push it higher. So
wait, 200 to 300K over what time period?
Over the next by December this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like PlanB's very well known for his stock to flow ratio.
Yeah, he's a Twitter anonymous Bitcoin researcher or analyst.
Yes, that's right. So he's very famous for this stock to flow model of predicting price, and he's got many models. I think that the highest one of that is it 250,000, and right now the trajectory is on track with the top cap model. It'll be an interesting one because the top cap was hit in 2013 in that double pump bull run. And the first rally hit the top cap and it retraced, and then it consolidated and it went up again against that ceiling, which obviously was a lot higher by the second pump. Right now, if we're going to do a double pump, it's $95,000 right now if we hit that ceiling. Maybe we're halfway there in terms of price, 42,000. We're getting pretty close to a halfway point.
Yeah.
And it's moving very, very fast. I mean.
Oh yeah.
End of January, we're going to be Bitcoin's going to be a $1 trillion. It's on track to be exceeding $1 trillion I think that's a $55,000 mark. We're on track to breaking that. We're very quickly, and that's a very interesting mark in the sand. Because, all of our major asset buckets, whether it's gold, whether it's stock, whether it's real estate, they're all measured in $1 trillion buckets, and Bitcoin's always been like a little toy, being sub $1 trillion. So it's a significant event, I think.
So a $200,000 to $300,000 price target for December this year. Also, if you didn't catch it, that was the 90,000 short-term price target for the next few months. Now, as you may know, we have seen a recent 20% pullback in the Bitcoin price, with it falling from 58,000 down to as low as 46,000. It has now stabilized at around $50,000, but here is Willy Woo speaking on the lowest point Bitcoin could go, based off his model that so far has never been wrong. But before we jump into the lowest support level Bitcoin could go, I'd like to give a quick thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Hashbon. Established in 2016, Hashbon is the crypto payment gateway for both businesses and individuals across the globe. It enables businesses and individuals to make crypto operations worldwide with zero fees, enhanced security, and full transparency. The best thing about Hashbon is 0% commissions for processing and accepting payments in cryptocurrencies. We all know how annoying processing fees, gas fees, and wait times can be when using cryptos, so this is great to see. Hashbon currently supports over 30 of the top major cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Dash, and others. Another great feature of Hashbon is that it has an inbuilt internal anti-fraud check that is made before any transaction made, and the company is compliant with all European Know Your Customer policies. Many businesses have reservations about accepting cryptocurrency payments, however, you can be rest assured with this inbuilt security process. The Hashbon payment gateway has an easy and blazing fast integration which utilizes only one line of code, no more waiting around. Some exciting news about Hashbon. This February, Hashbon is issuing its native hash token that will be listed on its first exchange, Coinsbit, on the 26th of the 2nd, 2021.